Good evening. Hello, everybody who's with us here on the Zoom, everybody who's tuning in to watch us through the live stream. This is Thursday night, and tonight's topic is what's next. We're going to have some scenarios given to you. We're going to help you make some suggestions, and then we're going to bring the founders who are with us on the Zoom in to ask and make their comments and ask any questions. We're looking now beyond. Asha made a comment this week to say that he's getting ready to close down the founder's position. He says it's getting to that time. So have we been giving any thought to beyond all of this? One of the thoughts and one of the things that I've been very aware of this week in listening to different webinars, receiving different messages from everybody from around the world, is that I think we're thinking all of this too small. I think we need to broaden our lens and open up to a larger possibility. I'm not talking about the customers and the numbers in that regard, which is what we're being told. 100 million people coming in a year's time, a possibility of 1 billion people down the line. These are huge numbers and they're all possible. But you know what else we're not thinking about? Is how we can expand ourselves now. So this is where everything is going from me, and there's a lot of me out there right now. The ego right now is a little scary because I think it is something that a lot of people are not aware of outside of their comfort zone. And it's perfectly normal to be frightened. But let's not turn this into jealousies, competitions, even to some extent hatreds, because we are ONPASSIVE and we must not lose sight of what our mission is in terms of humanity, in terms of looking after the mothership, which is our company, ONPASSIVE, and looking after the first family, Ash and his family, and what they're doing to help us, help ourselves, our families, and others. So tonight we're going to explore and take this beyond what we've been focused on so far. And we're going to ask Marty to start it up for us. And I will then ask Chris to put his few cents in, and then Julie will make a few comments as well. I will bring in my thoughts of what's going to happen. And then after that, you are all welcome to put your hands up, and then we will bring you on the panel or bring you into the panel so that you can make your thoughts known and your comments about what you've been thinking about. Because this is something that I think we need to start looking at. I think we need to start taking it beyond where we are at the moment. Now, this is not to say that everybody has to do this. Some people were very content being a founder. We were told it would all be done for us. And for some people, that's exactly what they want to have done. So there is no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong scenario in any of this. But there are people who are already jumping ahead and asking. And there are some things that truly we do not have answers to yet because we haven't been told. And on Thursday night, we are taking absolute pride but diligence in making sure that we are not making things up. We are not trying to guess at something that Ash has got planned for us. We are truly sticking to what he has said and working with that to help all of us understand the importance of where we are now and then moving to the next stepping stone as Ash puts it down and we take that step together. So Marty, I'm going to ask you please to unmute. You start us off for this evening because it's going to be a very interesting night. And I look forward to hearing everybody's comments later on as well. Marty, it's yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hopefully I can talk. I talk all day long, as you know. One thing I want to say, this is hot off the press from Mr. Mufara 3 minutes ago. As far as NDAs, he will bring it up on Monday. There's a good chance he will unlock everyone's NDA. They can fix whatever they got to fix, maybe a 24-hour period, and then lock it back up. Nobody will be left out. So as far as NDAs, pass it around. Monday's roundtable, he will give all the instructions about NDA. So we're done with that. I've heard a lot about it. Let it go. Everything's okay. He will address it on Monday's roundtable. So that's a plus. I know that my poster scared people, which it shouldn't, but obviously, founder position over. What now? What next? What I meant by that was, when it's over, what are people's plans? Now, there's a good chance between ending founder positions and when we actually go commercial, when we actually sell products. Could be weeks, could be a few weeks, could be days. I don't know. We don't know exactly when the founder position's over, but it's more likely sooner than later. And I'm not sure we're going to get a countdown. I think one day we will get up and founder position is over. My recommendation, this is personally mine, was shut it down, no warning, no nothing. The reason is if people are still on the fence after 2 or 3 months or 3 years and they're really not sure, I don't want them as founders. My personal opinion, if you don't know by now, you'll never know. If you're getting in because you were scared because you didn't, no. Who needs that? I don't. Now, so I'm hoping that's the way he does it. I don't know for sure, but I hope so. My plan after the founder positions close and we have some kind of once we know how things are going to run, we don't know, but eventually we're going to know how things run. My goal, myself, Mike, and Dan so far, because we've been working together for 10 years, is I'm going to hit the marketing personally on top of what the customers do, or the company does, and try to hit it very hard for 6 months. And the reason I want to do that has nothing to do with greed. I don't want to do it again. And I want my family okay, even my grandchildren's children. And if you hit it hard for 6 months, and whether that would be, company, I want you to give me extra traffic, here's the money. And by the way, you can use the money you're making from ONPASSIVE. I'm not saying none of this has to do with bringing money out of your pocket. The other one would be there's going to be free services in ONPASSIVE. You can bring people in through the free service, which will be better than anybody else. I'm not just saying that. We know it will be. Once they're in and they signed up, let's say, underneath Willow, they're locked to Willow for life, right? They're locked to Michael, whoever it is that invited them in. As they're in the land of ONPASSIVE, they're going to see something down the road, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, that they go, whoa, I want an upgraded version of that. When they do, you make a commission. It's that simple. My idea is leveraging. I love leveraging. I always talk about leveraging. You can pick up more weight if you leverage it right. If you use the free version and you bring people in, you bring them in, and once they're in, they do whatever it is they do. You don't have to pressure them. You got to find out how the system works first before you can set up a system to do that. But once you bring people in, let's say you're going to be able to do a live broadcast from OConnect, and you're going to be able to link it to Facebook. You're going to be able to link it to YouTube. As your fans or your friends, and they come and they click a link and they put their name and email, they're now locked to you in ONPASSIVE. You have actually moved them from Facebook and YouTube to ONPASSIVE. Once you do that, boom. Okay, can you guys spell boom? Okay, it's not technical, but it's a big, big deal. Trust me. I don't know much, but I know how those kind of things work. So leverage what we have. There will be time. Look, if you do a YouTube, right, a live, I do a live every day, Monday through Friday. Then we do 360. Chris has now got a YouTube channel. And I know a lot of people look at YouTube and they're thinking, oh, well, they got one, I don't need one. If the company gets to 1 billion people and all 1,300,000 have a YouTube channel, it's like a grain of salt on the beach. It's nothing. But I guarantee when they punch in on Google what is ONPASSIVE, people go to videos before they go to the written part of it. They're going to go to YouTube. They see in there Chris's enormous head. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to say, who is this guy? You know he's excited, right? Excitement sells. People will come in, they'll say, I don't know what he's doing, but I want some of that. If it's legal, because I'm not sure what kind of drugs he might be on. But they move into ONPASSIVE. They move into ONPASSIVE, right? Now they're under Chris forever. And all of us can do that. Leverage what the company's going to have. They will have branching over. See, here's the thing with YouTube. There's YouTube people making multi-millions of dollars a year. Millions and millions. People have no idea. I mean, 20, 30 million dollars a year. Punk kids with the hat on backwards, pants hanging down. They make millions. The problem is if they stop doing videos, their customers slowly drop down to nothing. And on passive, if you could take your customers from YouTube, your fans or whatever you want to call them, and bring them into Onet, and they can see that there's a way that for them to make a little money, where are they going to go? Not going to go anywhere. And you never lose that fan base. Never, ever, ever, ever. So a lot of people reach for the top of the tree to get the fruit. You guys can pick up the fruit that fell off the tree and change your life and your family's life forever. I'm just telling you, don't reach so high. It's not necessary. You get a free look. Everybody says Zoom's making a lot of money, right? Millions of dollars a year. They have a free version. They know 40 minutes is about 40 minutes too short. They know 40 minutes is 40 minutes too short. So what do? You buy a bigger package. Same thing's going to happen in ONPASSIVE. Same exact thing. Difference is we're unlimited. And keep in mind, people need to wrap their head, and Robin said it. We have no idea how big this is. If you just look at the digital products, there is zero, I'm going to say this again, I've had people fight with me, and I proved them wrong. Zero competition. Why? Value. The fight will be in the industry in 6 months. The fight will be for second place. First place will be taken by ONPASSIVE. Guaranteed. It's going to be like Burger King and Whopper World or whatever. They can't compete with McDonald's. They couldn't, they won't, and they can't. With ONPASSIVE, it will be the same thing. Why? Value. Unlimited. Right now, Ash is paying almost $9,000 a month for this YouTube. This Zoom. $9,000. You could get all the packages for a few $100. All right, now you tell me the next best company to do that. They're not even on the chart. It's not on the chart. Our value is beyond, we're light years ahead of everybody else. There is no competition, zero. And let me tell you something he did that was brilliant, and it took my big fat head about a year to wrap my head around it. And I want you to listen to this. Ash never mentions money. Not once has he mentioned money. He doesn't mention money. And I'm thinking, what kind of business guy is this? He never mentions money. He mentions value. What the heck is he talking about? Think about this. Value, technology better than anyone, AI induced, unlimited. What does that equal? It equals money. The answer is the money. He doesn't have to say it. Now what happens when you go to these big, big businesses, Apple and all that, and they say, who is this freaking ONPASSIVE? Are they going to say, let's squash him? I doubt it. We're a unicorn company, multi-unicorn company. Are we regular customers? No, we love the company. It's part of ours. So they're not going to squash us. They got two choices. Fight us and lose, or join us. And you're going to see a lot of those big companies joining ONPASSIVE under all of us, somewhere along the line. I believe that with all my heart. Math, numbers don't lie. Ash has a mathematical equation of ONPASSIVE. Don, can you turn that light on when you go in there? I'm almost completely pitch dark right now. So keep that in mind. That's what he has designed. It took me a while to wrap my head around. You always hear him value, value, value. Value is the key. Unlimited value technology AI. Second place is now going to be the first place for everybody else, because we're going to be in a place nobody can touch. And the also thing is, with Ash's mind and the way he is and the way his tech team is, we're never going to be good enough. What does that mean? You're always striving to be better. These big companies that we know about, they're where they're at. They're making a lot of money, and they're thinking, who do I need to compete with? Nobody's going to touch me. I'm Zoom. Well, they're going to get a knock on the door real soon. In fact, they're starting to notice already. And listen, a company cannot retool. Yeah, you can put a new desk in, you can put all these new things in, but can you go back and redesign the company with heart and value? No. You can't, you'll be repairing. You're trying to repair something that wasn't designed that way. This company was engineered and designed to make a million Mother Teresa's, to make a million, maybe, this is coming from Marty DeGarmo, and write that down, maybe a million millionaires. In fact, there's a pretty good chance of it. We get a billion people, we're just a grain of salt. That's all we are in the whole beach. So keep that in mind. But try to think about, a lot of you have been in other businesses like MLMs and all that. I hate that word. It's a nasty word. It should be outlawed with the F word. But MLM, by the way, some of you use products, right, that you really like. It's not a joke. They're expensive, but you like them. Start thinking when this shuts down, there's no more founders, and we're moving into the next phase where they're selling products. Some of you have a passion for products that you use right now. The company didn't work. The MLM part of it didn't work, but you love the products. You could get in OCreate, make a website for that product, make your own video, put it in the marketplace or e-commerce, and make $1 million on a company that you don't care anything about. You care about the products. Think about that for a minute. You have products in right now that you really love. Some of you do. I know some of you. And it's changed their life. The problem is the system that they're in doesn't work. It'll work in this system. Why? Because you're going to have people that have money. And they'll buy something if it works. And if they hear Chris Johnson say, hey, I'm using this, and it's done miracles for me, or Robin Noble, or Harry, or somebody, or Julie, you're going to believe them. Why? They're family. You're going to believe them. So you'll try it. And you can afford it. Why? Because you're a founder in ONPASSIVE. It all works together. We can do all those things. Maybe you know French. I want to teach French. You do 10 courses, videotape. You record them ahead of time. You charge $10 a person. He's like, well, that's not very much. How about if 10,000 people go through your course? That's money you didn't even think about. You can put that all to an noblesse thing, every bit of it. So think about what you want to do after this is over. We're going into a different phase. I say, for me, I want to build ONPASSIVE strong for 6 months. But then I might get into things that I like, or somebody I got to know here, new family, your all new family. You come up with something, or somebody wants to write a book. You put the book in the marketplace or e-commerce. Who wrote the book? Della. Everybody says, well, I know Della. I'm going to get the book. It's cheap. But she sold 25,000 copies of it. It's not so cheap on her end. She just made bank. It's leveraging in what we're part of. Because I know people, I can tell by the questions, they're still in the five and dime store with mom and dad. This is far from that. That way by a long, long time ago. We're part of something that you guys can do anything you want. There's people that have, like this one, a lot of people ask, I had a talk with Joyce. She wrote me and I read it and I went, oh crap, she's right. There's always something new that you don't think about, because I'm not right in the head. I got to confess. No, but I mean, I think a lot of stuff, but some basic stuff I bypass. You know, what are you going to do when people come in? How are you going to do this? But I think CPAs will come forward. I really do, in each country, and they'll be in Academy, and you can go in and get a course and say, what do I do? I live in Canada. You'll pay him whatever he wants to learn how to do it. And he'll make a mint, or she will make a mint. Doesn't matter who it is. All this stuff's coming. I know a lot of doors we go, well, what about this and what about that? I think when we need to know, we'll know. We just panic because we don't know. But one thing I do know, we're going to run someday. We're going to be in the world. We're going to be selling to customers. What do you want to do? You can build ONPASSIVE faster. Only thing we don't have control over is time. I believe in leveraging the time. That's all. I didn't mean to talk this long, but back I went all over the place. But the point is, it's bigger. Any passion you have outside of ONPASSIVE that's legal. I'm not talking about growing pot, but that's legal. You could share it here and make a separate income, right? A separate income that you could give all that away and still live like a king and a queen. So that's all I have right now.
Marty, thank you so much. You know what, everybody? What you witness here tonight in this starting section of these webinars on Thursday nights are the conversations that a few of us have every once in a while, every couple of days. And this is exactly how the conversations go. We're all over the place. We're touching on all different topics. We're bringing up the messages that we've received, the questions we've been asked. And we literally are touching on all of these different subjects and topics. Marty did a bit of a monologue, but normally somebody's in there poking, asking questions and filling this in, but he's addressed all of this. Marty has got an incredibly sensible way of analyzing and understanding what ONPASSIVE is all about. This also comes about because of his experience of having done so much online himself prior to ONPASSIVE. He is an incredible resource, and he is contacted by thousands and thousands of people. So when we get him on a webinar like this, or when he does a live and when he does his lives, the 360s and that sort of thing, he is speaking from the heart, but he's also speaking from experience. Marty, thank you so much again for being with us on these Thursday nights. Chris, please unmute. I know you are equally seeing things from a different perspective. You've got 2 feet on the ground, and I know you've got some things to tell us tonight.
How do you follow Marty DeGarmo? That's, I used to say that about Michael Ellis, and Marty's just gotten so good at this because he does touch on everything. I'm so excited that I scared that little apostrophe, whatever goes up there from my S. I scared it right away. Look at that. Unbelievable. Very good, Marty. Absolutely hate following you, but that's okay. What I'm going to be doing, probably I will be working on a lot of OBLESS projects with people through the internet, getting things set up the best I can. Like I said, I'm not looking for a full-time career, but I know I have a lot of angels out there who have a lot of ideas, and I want to help them with it. So that's one thing I'll be doing. But I also will be shooting my dog if she keeps barking. This is going great today. I think that I'm going to do a lot of listening to Marty DeGarmo because he has some really good strategies. Because, once the founder position ends, you think, what do we do now? Where do we go? All right, we can't sign up resellers. Founder's position is done. We don't sell up resellers till after we launch, but we can prepare for it. But you still got to remember, we still have to stay in the now. A lot of the questions I'm getting asked is way above my pay scale right now. And I try to be honest, let everyone know, well, my answer is always waiting on Mr. Ash. He will give us direction. That's pretty much the only way I could say it, because some of the things that people ask me are 5 years away, and I don't really know how to answer them. So that's why I said it's important to say stay in the now. We had a lot of good questions. Actually, Joy 6 sent us a question today. Very good question. And a lot of people, I've got quite a few this last 2 weeks about, when Ash made the announcement about the NDA and all that fun stuff. Now people are saying, well, I gifted, all these to my family members. They don't know nothing about it. Who's going to pay the taxes? Big question. It was a really good question. And then Joyce was trying to say, do I sign my name? Do I put their name? And it really made myself and Marty, because we were on the phone there, think about things. What do we do? That's actually a good question. So Robin actually came up with a really good answer tonight. And Robin, if I say this wrong, jump in. If you've already got it down now, you heard what Marty said about Ash is going to let us do about that NDA. All right, say if you have signed up, like I signed my kids up, all right, but at that time I signed their name, Joey, Amanda Johnson, on their NDAs. Some people have your name, Chris Johnson, and then below you sign Julie Wen. You know, if you got them a position, the NDA will fix all that at that position. But the next question was, who's going to pay the taxes on this? And I think I'm 99.9% for sure. You're not going to pay taxes on that till after it comes out of your wallet, after you take it out of your wallet. So we are discussing some ways, and I was hoping Daryl Cook, because I think he's still traveling, or Dan Street, of what you can actually do with that money. Say you did sign up a 1-year-old or a grandson or someone that's not even born yet. But you don't want to just let that money sit in there. So someone's got to pay taxes on it eventually, right? I think that when that kid turns 16 years old, he's not going to worry about paying taxes because he's going to have a lot of funds in there. But there are other avenues, and that's what I'm letting you know. Get with your financial advisor, Google things, and see what you can do in a situation like that. None of us are financial advisors. I'm not a lawyer. By God, if I was a lawyer, I'd be in a lot of trouble. But I want to give you perfect answers and advice that I know about. That stuff I'm not sure. I know on my part I do. But if you check with your financial advisor about, I've had this money, explain to them the system. I got all this money for my granddaughter, my grandson. She's 2 years old. What can I do with it? I mean, there's a good possibility you could put it in a college fund for them, where maybe taxes. You got to talk to your tax person. That's the best way to do it. And they can explain it to you, because I can give you my opinion, but I shouldn't be giving you my opinion. I take care of my personal affairs, what I do, but I'm not going to give you my opinion on what I do, because it might be different for what you want to do. So I do ask, guys, start teaching yourself, educating yourself on what's coming your way. All right. You're going to have a lot of things that are going to be happening here. All right. For the rest of your life, as far as I'm concerned. So it's good to educate yourself through internet. You can learn a lot off the internet, but also your personal, even your accountant. Most of us go to accountants. Some of you are accountants on here. You might have that answer already. But the more you educate yourself on it, the better off you're going to be. We want listen, there's no way of getting around paying taxes. All right. In America, Uncle Sam, he tagged every one of us. And if you might make a buck, he wants 35 cents of it. So just remember that. Don't try to beat the system, guys. All right. One of my biggest fears I talk about all the time is maybe people that's never dealt with a lot of money before. And all of a sudden they got all these apples, we'll call them that Apple word. I can't wait to say money. Oh, I did. Apples. All right. And they're not necessarily going to know what to do with it, because maybe they've never had that kind of apples in their life. So education. And I do believe Ash, before I said it before, that he will have courses in O Academy to teach us this kind of stuff. Even me, I need to educate myself on a lot of things. And I'm looking forward to that education. So as we ponder, what do we do next? That's some of the things that we can each do for ourselves. Remember, this is our personal business. All right. I don't run Jennifer Dickerson's business. She might have a question to ask me, and I'm going to help her, but it's her business. So each of us, we've said this many a times, you have to be responsible for your business, period. And what's the response? All you got to be responsible for, if you think about it, is paying those taxes. So I'm giving you the number one rule right now. As we hit this no founders position, educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself. And now listen, like me, I'm a soft-minded guy. I don't learn things really quick. As much as you all think I do, I don't. I'm slow. I'm a slow thinker, but I'm smart enough to say, all right, who does my taxes? I have a phenomenal tax lady. She can answer any question. I could hire her because I trust her. Look for someone you trust. I can hire her to trust her to do this stuff for me. So if you don't think you can learn something, or maybe you're afraid, it's okay to hire someone, but make sure you trust them, make sure you know them. A lot of family members out there are accountants that I know of. Talk to them about it. It's a good thing. Really, you should have started talking to him a year ago when we started talking about it. But the more you educate yourself, the better off you're going to be, because it is your business. Then we're going to get into stuff like a little farther. A lot of people are bringing up the KYC, know your customer. How is that going to work, Mr. Chris, they say. And I said, well, I don't know. And Julie Wen actually gave me some great ideas, and I'm going to let her talk about that in 1 second here. But remember this. Just remember this. Where would you be right now if you didn't have ONPASSIVE? Some of you have been in this for 3.5 years. Some of you have been in this for 2 weeks or a day. My God, those people that's been in it for a day, boy, are you lucky. All right. We've been waiting for a very long time to say, no more founders positions. All right. To me, that was when I saw it. I think it was at 11 or 12 o'clock last night. I can't remember. I think I was talking to Marty, Julie, and Robin. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, guys, go in your back office. I was stuttering and nervous because to me, that's the next step. Everything that Ash Mafar has laid out for us has happened. All right. He's not talking about a lot of things that he's doing, and I don't blame him. He wants every day for you founders, all of us founders, to be Christmas morning. So I like the surprises. I like when Ash comes on and says, I told you a year ago, now it's happening. It might have took him a year, but in reality, it might have took other companies 10 years to do what he's done. So educate yourself, be happy, and I want you to smile. All right. Marty touched on the YouTubes. Okay. That's going to play a huge part in ONPASSIVE. And I believe in the next couple of weeks, we'll start talking about that. So get on, make a YouTube, share a YouTube, get on people's YouTubes. You don't have to get on mine. I would love if you did, but I want people to start thinking about that. And I'm going to say it again. YouTube is going to play a key part for every one of us for ONPASSIVE. And we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. Julie, Robin, if you don't mind, I'm going to hand it over to Julie and she could talk about the KYC and all that stuff. Is that okay,
Perfect,
Rob?
Chris. Julie, it's over to you. Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Oh boy. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Robin. And Marty, thank you so much for the information that you shared with us here. So KYC is the very first time when I heard KYC, I had no idea what it was. I didn't even know what it stands for. So what I did, I looked it up. And KYC stands for Know Your Customer. Well, that didn't make any sense to me either. And the further I read it, the further I understood it. And then I went to my bank, the bank that I have an account with. And then I searched for KYC and it popped up a form. So I educate myself on the terms, on the things that I didn't know. So I would recommend to everyone, if there is something that you didn't understand, look it up and read about it. But don't take the action, just learn it as much as you can. And that's the reason why we are all here for almost 3.5 years, because we are in it to learn it together. Right? I told my story that I've been in ONPASSIVE for over 2 years, but I didn't understand it. Until this point, I only understand 5 to 10% of ONPASSIVE. That's why we are all here and learning. And I like to remind all of us here, all of us listen. Do you remember the time when Mr. Ash Mufarez said, if you can drink water, you can be in ONPASSIVE? What does that mean? It means that it's all done for you. It's simple, to the point where you can just take a sip of water, or to the point where you don't need to know anything in order to do it, right? Simple. It's made it for us. It's all done for us. Today and many days before today, we receive a lot of questions, information about anything you can think of. People are worried. People are not sure what to do. All you gotta do when you see something that you don't understand, take a deep breath and step away until you calm down and come back to see what you're gonna have the answer in front of you. I guarantee you, if you could do just that and believe and trust the fact that if you can drink water, you can be in ONPASSIVE. Remember, we are here together. We put all the efforts together to build this giant business. It's everyone's business. Everyone are in it. It's every one of us business. So whatever that we are doing right now, we are putting the effort in building our own business. But if we are building a business with a panic mode, with a frustrations or careless, it won't be a nice business for all of us. So I wanted to say this because I would like to remind everyone, take a deep breath, go somewhere else and look into the problem you are facing. You will see the answer there. Because Mr. Ashmofar, when he created this business, I bet you he has think of every angle, everything for any one of us. And not only that, he created this business for business owner, for the people that are educated. He created this business for everyone, no matter the abilities, no matter the knowledge, no matter who you are, who we are. This business is created for any human being in the world. So I wanted to remind everyone again, take a deep breath, go somewhere, walk away, drink a cup of cold water, and then come back and look at the problem or the issues that you are facing. The answer, it's right in front of you. And if it's not, you know exactly who you can reach out. There are 1.3 million people around the world, or every single one, beautiful faces, familiar faces on the screen. You can reach out to them and simply said, I'm having a little trouble doing this. Would you be able to help me? Or would you be able to direct me to someone that can help you? It's beautiful. Let's enjoy this beautiful journey peacefully, lovingly, and we are all in it together. As Mr. Ashmofar said, if you can drink water, you can be in ONPASSIVE. He has already thought about that. And that's the reason why he said what he said. Therefore, simply stay calm, enjoy it. This is a time where we are all in it together, doing it together, lovingly, as a big old family. And that's one of the reasons why you're going to be seeing smiley faces across the world, because we are in it together and we are building this thing, this ONPASSIVE together. And because of one person, one family that made a decision to take every single one of the human beings in the world be with him. And we are so blessed to be here. All we got to do, once again, make a decision to enjoy this journey and enjoy this process, because we are so in it to win it. Thank you so much for letting me share my thought, Robin.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, I can't guarantee I won't be long-winded, but I've been taking notes as well with what everybody's been saying here. But I first of all want to take you back to the beginning. Remember when Ash said, it's 100% automated, it's 100% done for you, it's 100% done, 100% hands-free, it is done for us. This hasn't changed. So there are going to be some founders who are going to be businessmen and women, and they're going to want to get out there and sell and talk to people and take this to people in stores and businesses. They're going to be people who are computer savvy, and they're going to want to take this to their technicians and their people that they can communicate with. They're going to be people who, to begin with, are nervous about talking about this or sharing this with anybody else, and will let the wheels of ONPASSIVE turn and you will still succeed and you will still do the right thing. So let's not get caught up in the excitement, which may lead to fear, which may lead to doubt, which may lead to second guessing oneself as to whether or not you are in the right place, because you are. The fact that you are in ONPASSIVE right now is the right thing to do, and you are here. We all joined for different reasons, and we are all together now to come through to help each other and to support each other and to move it forward into the world. The other thing that we all do this. How many people Google? Hands up, just by a show of hands on the screen. Who Googles? So don't tell me that you don't Google these words that you hear from Ash. Don't tell me that you don't start thinking when you hear something you don't know, or a situation you're not familiar with, or a company you don't know. What's the first thing we mostly do is Google. So don't be afraid. Just use that as your first line of information if you don't know something that you hear in one of these webinars. KYC, know your customer. We do that through the banks. We do that through credit cards. We do that through other companies and businesses that we may have joined. In order to get payment, they are all wanting a KYC now because of the state of affairs financially in the world and how many places have been hacked, how many companies have had their money stolen, how many affiliates have not been paid in different businesses because somebody else got in there first and cleared the account. So KYC is not a new terminology. It has been around for quite a few years already. If you don't know it, it's all right. Start by Googling. It will explain what it is, but also go to your bank. Also just go, McBride, please mute. You can also go to your bank's website and ask, or go on the chat and ask them what KYC is. Now, is this going to be exactly the same as what we have to do with ONPASSIVE? Honestly, we don't know, because we don't yet know who the financial holder is that ONPASSIVE is working with, but there will be many similarities. So start to prepare, start to understand the terminology that is being used as we now start moving forward into this next sections. The other thing, and this is really like sitting on a prickly pear to me, because a lot of people are complaining, and I use the word advisedly, a lot of people are complaining about why this is taking so long, when is this going to start giving us commissions, etc. How many people have been in other businesses who have been successful? Meaning that they've been able to pay all their bills, look after their family, and take care of the events, issues, and other responsibilities through the businesses that they were in. Many people in ONPASSIVE are part of the 97, 98% of people who did not succeed in these other companies. Now, I'm not saying that to shame anybody. There's no shame in doing that. We did our best. We tried our best. I'm one of them. I never walked across a stage. I'm not going to walk across the stage with ONPASSIVE because that's not what Ash is doing and setting up. But let's have a little respect for the fact that Ash is doing something for us that we don't even have to lift a finger to do. So let's stop the complaining, because he has taken on the gray hairs. He has taken on all the challenges, and we are going to be the recipients of something incredible. I know it, I feel it, I trust it. I would not have joined this company if that were not the case. So I'm just bringing bits and pieces to people's realities right now about how people are starting to think or need to help to shift their own thinking and help others think in their teams or in the other chats that you're in, with the other groups, with the other webinars. Bring these things up when you hear somebody complaining and say, hang on a second, were you successful in your other business? And that can be a brick and mortar business, that can be an affiliate business, that can be any business out there. We have businessmen and women in ONPASSIVE who have jobs. They are working for other people. That is probably the majority of the founders in here. And we are here because we heard the word extra stream of income. We heard this will be done for you. So you know what? let's stay positive. Let's stay in the now, knowing that this is exactly what is happening for us, with us, by Ash and the tech teams around the world that he is putting together to do this for and bring it to us. My history, some of you know, prior to ONPASSIVE, prior to the accident, going way, way back into the last century, because I can say that, I was from last century, but I was involved in a number of different alternative health and wellness affiliate companies. But more than that, I was trained and I educated myself and took courses and was certified as an instructor and as a counselor for different products, different companies, and evolved that into working with other companies. My two passions in life were health and wellness and travel. I've experienced both of them to various degrees of success. And then, as many of you know, there was the accident. From there, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what was happening. This is not a story about me, but this is a story about finding ONPASSIVE and believing in ONPASSIVE and putting all of those companies that I researched and know are good, quality, capable, helpful companies to help others around the world on the back burner. Because what did I hear way up front when I first joined is that this is going to be a business. ONPASSIVE will be the business, not only as an extra stream of income for us in anything that we are doing, whether we have a job or any other line of business that we are part of, self-employed, desk job, direct sales, and others. But I wanted to focus on ONPASSIVE. And through the circumstances that I am in, I was fortunate that I could do that. Not everybody is, and I understand that, and many of us understand that. But that was not the time for me to start promoting, cross-recruiting, bringing my businesses that I believe in, know will work, know will help people, into the ONPASSIVE forum at that time. And for all this time, I have held my tongue on those other companies, and I've waited patiently because I know that ONPASSIVE has got the tools and the platforms where I'm going to be able to put those forward, and I will be able to help other people around the world. And I have made the connection stronger behind the scenes that I will be talking about when the time is right. And so Marty asked me to talk about this affiliate portion of it, this part of the O-market and the O-commerce sections of it that are coming in ONPASSIVE. Again, this is not the time yet to be talking about it. We will not be cross-recruiting in ONPASSIVE. We've already gone through that in the past. Enough is enough. We are focused with ONPASSIVE, and we are moving forward to the goal of launching to the world. When at that point, as we shift into reseller mode, and all of us, with a simple tick of a box that we go from founder to customer to reseller, we should all be ticking that reseller box. Why? It doesn't matter if you, yourself, or I choose to physically go and sell and talk to people about these products, but it enables and allows and gives permission to ONPASSIVE to promote our ONPASSIVE positions. That's how we're going to get the additional business from the company. Is that not why we joined ONPASSIVE? Because they are going to do it for us. They are going to help us. They're going to do it hands-free and 100% automated. We can get involved in the process of ONPASSIVE at any time we want to, through curiosity, through knowledge, through creativity, through courses that we want to teach, through links that we want to share with the world, and that sort of thing. Step by step, this is coming to fruition. This is exactly what is happening. And we have a CEO who understands that business as well. And that's why he has included, so generously included, these platforms that we can then add our extra businesses to. Again, whether they are our own personal business, whether they are a direct sales or an affiliate link that we are part of. That time is coming, but please be patient. Don't cross-recruit. Do not talk about them now. And as soon as those platforms are open, you know there will be a Thursday night to talk about it, to help you, to help all of us know how to put those forward to help the rest of the founders and the rest of the world. In addition to that, for me, and this is my choice, because I know what I have is that good, I will be setting up an OBLES page connected to those particular links that I have in the back office, no, excuse me, in the proper platform in ONPASSIVE, whereby the commissions that will be made will be going into an OBLES page to help other people who cannot afford and who desperately need what those are. I'm fortunate to know that these things will work. So this is how I choose to set up. I choose to pass it forward. Is that the correct term? Pass it forward? To help other people benefit from something already that I know is working. So with all of this, what we've done tonight is to try to help you to pay it forward. Thank you. This is what we've done to try and open up and expand the thoughtfulness of what you all are instinctively anyway. You are, many of you, the angels of ONPASSIVE. Many of you have already committed to OBLES. Many of you have already committed to helping other people around the world. You are the ONPASSIVE angels in that regard, but you're also good founders and people in your own rights. So help yourselves to understand a little bit more, a little bit further, and continue to check the onpassive.com website or your link 51, because that has continuously been upgraded. So each of these platforms that are being added in by the tech teams will have more and more information. This is the whole thing that Ash is doing for us. But it's our responsibility, as each position is our business, we need to take responsibility for it ourselves. Now, just to touch on, with regards to the different positions and how to do it for the KYCs, for instance, or how do you do it with a minor and that sort of thing in this now moment. As Chris said earlier, yes, there will be more information given. But if you hold more than one position at this time, and you have some allocated to maybe a different event to help people, or an animal shelter, or for a grandchild, take the email address of that position and write an official looking document with the date, stating what it is, and write down those emails and a password if you can, or some identifier for each of those accounts, each of these positions, and put on the paper, designate who you want that position to have the money funded to or to be sent to. This will be something that you can then sign and say that you want this added to your will in the unlikely event that something were to happen to you before you were able to actually speak to your lawyer and to have these added into your will officially. Make a list of these positions, put children, grandchildren, people that you've bought positions for who don't know about it, anything like that. Make that legal list and add them to your file, add them to your place and folder that you keep your special documents and legal documents. When the apples start coming into the accounts, when those commissions start accumulating, I would strongly suggest that two of the first people that you connect with are your lawyer and an accountant in your area who you can talk to specifically about your case and whether or not you're going to open up a business to siphon all of this through, or whether you're going to give it to each one individually. Those are discussions you need to have with proper professionals. So again, a lot of information still to come forward in the weeks to come, but this is starting to plant the seeds to help people to think so that you can start preparing for where you want to be and what you want to do. So I've now talked more than I meant to, and for that I'm extremely sorry. So we're going to ask you please now, for those of you who would like to come forward, put your hands up. You know the drill. We will then take your question, your comments. If you've got questions where you would like input from any or all of us, either state the name or each one of us will jump in with our own 2 cents worth. And let's go from there and see what we can do to help each other and move forward. You've all come out at once, so I'm so sorry. I'm going to take you according to how I see you on my screen. The first person is Willow. If you would like to unmute and ask us or tell us what you would like to this evening.
Oh, thank you, darling. I am so excited. I don't know where to start. I want to tell you something, kind of answers to Kristen, your commentary. I went to my bank of sorts. I use credit unions. I don't go to banks. And I ask about how many accounts that I could set up and how I had to handle the tax part of them, you know. And I was recommended from the bank executive that I talked to, that he's small community. And he also advised me of people, give me a list of people I could call to help me with my accounting and whatever. I think he knew I was kind of a dawdling old lady and he was going to help me, so he didn't have to do it twice. But what he suggested to me for, you know, to use, I told him I had additional positions that I want to keep separate. I don't want them all jumbled together. And he highly recommended that for each account, you create two accounts in the bank, like one for taxes, one for the other money. And you divide it right down the middle because the tax fluctuate. So you keep those, and then when you want to designate them for a child, a grandchild, and you know, I have children, create a trust. And you have to stipulate within the trust that either you are going to pay for the taxes or the recipient of the trust money will pay the taxes. And that has to be between the people that you're dealing with, you know, your family members, how they want to handle it. But he said the usual way with using a natural trust is that the account pays for its own taxes. And so you have two separate accounts that you deal with each founder position that you have. Then you can, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can pull all of the positions into a giant trust and it still works. So that's what I decided, and my husband and my son and my family decided that we would do, because there are those you have to have on the trust people you trust, because they've got to take over your business if something happens to you, you know, for that particular form. That's one thing. You have to have 3 entities on your trust. So they have to be people that you are in your circle, that you know are reputable. And that was the big kind of scary thing for me, because although I trust my family, I didn't want internal family bickering going on, because I put one child in front of this, you know, I wanted an outside source. So I wanted to cover that a little bit. But another thing that I have done, I'm so excited about learning how to increase my leverage, like Marty talks about. I learned how to get on YouTube. I'm proud of myself. I tell you, it took me 3 weeks with disasters, starting with Mike. He helped me, but I got it all cleared up today. And I'm so pleased about it that I could do a jig around my kitchen table. But this is how I feel about creating a YouTube account. I know it is late in the game that I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it to recruit founders. I'm doing it to recruit in the very near future customers. I want to get so product efficient that I can take my YouTube channel and talk to anybody about the products that we have and use it to blast out there to as many people that you can gather, because you can buy, I think, according to Ash, you can purchase reseller positions. And if you want to expand your business, I think there's only 2 ways you can do it. You could buy extra traffic, or you can allocate money from your extra positions to buy a reseller position each month, or whatever time frame you designate it. That's just my opinion now. I might not know what the heck I'm talking about, but that's how I'm thinking in my mind for why I want to start the YouTube channel. Plus, it's lots of fun. Get out there, do it. Don't be afraid. If you fall down, call me up and I'll tell you. I did it 5 times falling down before I got it straight. So I know that you can do it. and it's going to lift you up in the future, and it's going to make you visible to the people that you want to keep in your business after we launch. It's not just for now. It's not just for recruiting. It is for expressing how excited we are about a business that is going to change the world. So I got 2 YouTube channels. One I'm going to teach metaphysics on, and another I'm going to I'm going to devote to ONPASSIVE. But I heard Robin tonight where she said she was going to create an Oh Blessed page. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to, as soon as we launch and we get Oh Create, I'm going to be doing that immediately, because that's what I want to do in the future. But I also want to, like Marty, I want to raise hemp because it's legal here. And I want to make CBD oil, and I want to do water reclamation, and I want to do farmers market for the city that I'm moving close to. All of that I want to do, but that's, after we make enough money that we can exist on, But Oh Bless is the major thing, I think, that is going to bring customers into us. You can tell them, listen, you want to help your family? Get on Oh Bless, create some crowdfunding. Once they come in through the front door, they're your customer for life. And they're helping their family. They don't have to buy any other product unless they want to. And so it's going to be like magic. People want to help everybody. They're going to come into Chris's Angels group in droves, because we're all looking for a way to help our loved ones. And a lot of us have loved ones that are suffering right now. So that's going to be our opening door. If you have a YouTube channel, you can talk about it. So I think that we're all brilliant people. I was looking at Ken Pringle's remarks in Marty's ONPASSIVE Nation, and I hadn't met Mr. Pringle before, and I picked up on him, and my God, he's a brilliant economist. He's just an example of those that we have on ONPASSIVE. When we get to know them personally, like Michael Ojongtambia, he's absolutely exciting. He is so knowledgeable about technology and everything. So we're going to have so many people helping us. And I'm going to quit because I'm going on and on here like an old lady. But I'm excited. When I go to Marty's online, I'm going to do one every day too. I'm going to do a live in the morning so I don't conflict with anybody else. But I'm going to get on the bandwagon. I'm going to learn from people that I adore. Marty gets on there and he could sell somebody his old cruddy shorts. He's so wonderful. He has no fear. And so we all could learn a whole lot about that, And I think just general conversation with those that we are going to be dealing with in the future is really, really smart. No matter what social media, my daughter's trying to get me to join TikTok, and I tell her, she says, I'll get you in, Mom. I'll show you how to do it. I thought, oh God, here I go. You'll hear me for the next 2 weeks, groaning and moaning, but it's okay. I'm learning.
Willow, you are amazing. You are absolutely amazing, and you are a breath of fresh air with what you bring to us in any webinar, but certainly with us on Thursday nights. Thank you so much.
I went over. I apologize, darling. I get carried away.
Oh, we'll time you the next time. I promise. We'll catch you then.
Okay.
But I just want to save your bottom, and what I'm going to say now is that any information that anybody on here gives in terms of what discussions they have had with their accountants or their lawyers, remember, is specific to that individual founder's experience.
Absolutely.
So please take it as an example, take it down as notes of questions that you can ask your own, but please do not take it as something that is exactly for you. It could be a different city, a different state, a different country, and we don't want to give wrong information. So Willow, thank you for telling us your experience, that we appreciate, but I just want to cover and make sure that, you know, nothing else comes back to bite any of us as people listen to this down the line. Thank you so much. Eric, if you would like to unmute yourself, please, and give us your thoughts and comments.
Well, first of all, what I want to say is when I first heard about the not bringing in any more founders, that got me excited because I remember what Ash said, that he has a lot he wants to share with us, but he can't do it until that's over, until that's done, and we don't bring any more founders. So I can't imagine what we're going to hear in the next whenever, you know. And that's my plan's always been all along. And because I've heard Marty talk about it for years, that when we do launch, he's going to work on a system that we can bring in not just customers, but resellers. And he's going to share that system with anybody who's interested. I'm like, okay, I'm jumping on that. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm just going to jump on it. I'm not going to give you any euphemism for it, but, and I'm going to buy it if I can, which I think I can, extra marketing, because I think you're nuts if you don't want to, if you don't do it. Now, if you can't, that's understandable. I'm not going there, but I'm just saying if you can, I feel like you should do it. I've heard everybody say that, from Milo to Michael Williams. As far as accounting and all that stuff, I'm going with Michael Williams' advice. I thought it was great advice. Wait till you're making the apples before you start worrying about how you're going to do it, what you're going to do with it. Because when you start making the apples, then you're going to be able to afford quality people that know what to do, that can make it easy for you. Why stress over that? I mean, like, I agree with what Julie said. Just chill out, enjoy the ride. You know, I mean, we're having fun. Let's have some fun. Let's look forward to the next 3, 4, 6 weeks, whatever, and look forward to these new things that Ash is going to tell us. Because I'm telling you what, I'm excited about that part. So I'm done. Thanks.
Eric, thank you so much. And you know what you're saying is so true, because if you go and talk to somebody, an accountant or a lawyer right now, with the hypotheticals, they will unfortunately, quite possibly, laugh you out of the office. And you don't want that to happen, because this is a real business.
Right.
And when you go to them with fact, when you go to them with earnings, and you are able to pay them, which is
Right.
usually a shock to most of them to begin with when you go in, because their time even to ask questions will cost. So
Yeah.
you're going forward already with, you know, with your own knowledge that you will need to pay for their information.
Exactly.
And you're expecting to do that. If they turn around and say, fine, you can get 1 or 2 questions and then we'll go from there. But most of these professionals will charge you even for the discussions of, you know, fishing and trying to find out what to do.
Right.
So absolutely, let's not get panicked with what's going to happen. Even that first month, we might just hold on to all those commissions and apples in our back office and see and just be excited as it accumulates.
Yeah.
When that next month comes out of the commission payment pool, then you know what you've got, because that first month will be the minimum that we will ever earn.
Right.
So the excitement builds on the excitement. And as each commission drops into our wallet, our phones are going to be pinging, or any other sound you might have going on yours. Mine has something chirping, but you know, anything else can happen. So these are the exciting sounds. You're going to find something on your phone or on your computer that you want to listen to every time some financial drop comes to us. So Eric, thank you so much for that.
Could I just add that I've always heard that the number one rule of success in business is to reinvest in that business. So, you know, if you don't have the money to right off the bat, like Marty said, to buy extra marketing, like you said, just keep that money in the wallet. And then when you can hit that extra marketing, do it. Pull the trigger.
Absolutely. You know, if we do this for the first few months, taking out some for ourselves, because you always need to pay yourself first, After we have done the activation fee out of the commissions, as we've been told will happen, put the rest of it into it, make it happen for you. Because after a couple of months of that, the whole thing will be running and steamrolling ahead beyond our wildest dreams. Eric, thank you so much for that. I just would like to give you an update as well that I've received from Ash too, because he is aware through various notes and people he's connected to that people are still concerned about the NDA. So I've been asked to just once again reassure you that everything is under control with regards to this. He is very much aware that people need to change certain signatures or put signatures in or change names in there. And he will be speaking on the roundtable on Monday, this coming Monday, with more information about it. Nobody's going to be left behind. We will all have the same information and we will all be there to help each other. So please, if you hear people being concerned, if you hear people panicking, please tell them to relax. This is in Ash's hands. He knows what's happening and he does have a fix for it as well. It's not going to be a lot of time to do this, but that's where we should all be sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for information, especially over the next few weeks, because things are getting exciting. And we're going to be doing it at a very fast pace in some instances, but we're going to keep things rolling so that nobody and nothing holds us up. So let's go now to Shari. You were on before. I know your hand was up and I saw you had to leave. So if you cannot talk right now, are you there?
I am here, Robin. Thank you. I'm just at work, so I'm gonna try and make it quick here.
Sure.
So for me, with kind of my vision when things start happening is that, you know, I've kind of expressed this many times that I work a lot, and so, you know, initially I want to take care of myself and my family, and I also want to go and just I work with the homeless population, and I work with kids that are at risk, and I like to go and sit and chat with people and just hear their stories and, you know, see if there's any insights that I can give, and, you know, just give a little bit of love. People just want to be heard. And so I have this vision that I want to buy a big motorhome, and I live in Canada in the interior BC and on about 120-mile lake. And I'm just going to take that motorhome and I'm going to drive around and I'm just going to go and talk to people and hang out. And, you know, I was listening to a story about Naomi Judd this week, who was a country and western singer who passed away last week. And her daughter was talking about how she would go around to restaurants and that on a daily basis, and she would carry $100 bills in her bra, and she would just hand them out to the custodians, to the, you know, the people that she knew didn't have money, and that's kind of what I see. I know it's not quite what we're talking about, but I just know that the big part for me, in order to be able to give the way that I want to give and help with the homeless, like in building communities and that, is that I need to start with taking care of Sherry and being able to give of myself fully. And so I'm this morning when I woke up and saw that the founder's position was closing, I felt the same as I think Eric was saying, that Ash had said there's a lot of things that he wants to share, but he needs to wait. And that was really exciting to hear. And I've made some connections through ONPASSIVE with people that live in other parts of the country. And we've been talking about things that we want to do. And so I really look forward to being able to go and meet these people in person and do some of these, maybe not some of the bigger projects to start, but you know, just giving of myself, my time, my heart. And you know, Willow was talking about being able to give free services, like whether it's, you know, like doing energy work, doing you know, just talking to people. Anyways, I think that's all. That's all I got to say. I've got one of the kids here that I need to get to, but I just want to say thank you for everything that all you people that are out in the forefront that you're doing, and I love to listen to put my headphones on while I'm at work when I can and listen in, and just really, there's so many amazing people in here, like people's hearts, just it's something I've longed for a long time. And so we are one, and we're gonna change the world. We are changing the world. And so thank you from every part of my heart for all of you. I love you guys.
Thank you, Sherry Green. You got a big heart. I've known that for a long time. And I don't ever want you to change. Thank you for those wonderful things. You're going to do great things, Sherry.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I know that I had reached out and said I wanted to be involved in some of the Oblast stuff right now, but my circumstances changed a little bit, and I need to work more than I actually was before. So I'm with you, brother. And thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you said that, because I get that every day. Chris, I want to be part of the Angels List. Listen, the way I look at it, if you're a founder, you're part of the Angels List. Julie does have a form in the back office. You can put your information on there. But if you're a founder, and I know that you're a real angel, you're on the list. Don't worry about it. I got you, Sherry. I know you're going to do great things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Thank you, Robin, for allowing me to speak. I know I did put my hand down, so thank you.
You're fired.
All right. God, that'll be a first. Thank
Charlotte,
you,
go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you, Sherry.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like you're in a stadium.
I do? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but it sounds cool. Go ahead. It sounds cool.
Okay, cool. So I've been a founder since November 2018. So I've been on tons and tons of webinars. I just don't show up, but I'm here all the time, and I know everybody has a name, and I know everybody, don't know me. But so what I'm trying to do right now, until when the founder position does close, is I'm trying to put together email lists of like acquaintances or people who, you don't talk to them often, so you don't offer them the founder position, but maybe we can go through our email list. And I'm sure people have tons of emails, or when you've been CC'd on something and they don't blind copy, and next thing you know, you got like 100 emails that are still attached to that email. If you take those emails, they're not really spam, right? So if you compile a list, you'll have tons and tons of names to be able to, when we do, get the free version, we'll just be able to blast all of those emails that we have. I have tons of emails that I get. And if you look on it, if you like scroll down and you see their email, it's a real email. It's not like info at. And so if we can put those, lists together, that would help us when we are able to, just to help us jumpstart, along with what ONPASSIVE is going to do for us. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. And because my background is sales, so I have tons of emails, like hundreds and hundreds, and probably like 1,000. You know what I mean? So that's just my thing that I'm going to do, just because we don't know. We don't know what we're allowed to say as resellers. We don't know how we can pitch it. We don't really know a lot of things. And because we don't really know a lot of things, that's kind of like what I'm going to do, is just get my, put a spreadsheet together, just put a list together. So that way, and I didn't put it in the back office because you have to put like all the contact information, but just put it together. And then the next thing you know, you want to just put like 20 at a time, and just shoot those out. So that's just my 2 cents.
Thank you, Charlotte. Charlotte, be careful though. You got to remember, Passive has a thing about spamming. We don't have junk emails, so just be careful. Make sure they're 100% correct on those emails. But great idea, absolutely. Compile.
Yeah, no spams. Yeah, the ones that they've sent me something, so they're not a spam. They're actually people that have, emailed me. So that, and I want to stay away from spam, actually. I have a lot of that goes on. So I'm not talking about the spam, but I'm just talking about acquaintances or people that you've only sent one email to, or doctors, whoever.
Perfect. I love it. See, that's called leveraging, people. Charlotte, come out of nowhere. No idea who she is. She's been with us for a long time. And bada bing, bada boom. Charlotte, thank you for coming. Hey, come on camera more, Charlotte. We appreciate you for coming on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right. The next is, Robin had to leave for a second. William, please unmute yourself, William. Charlotte, thank you again. William Delorme, you there, brother?
Yes, I am.
There you go.
I'm here. What I want to do, hi, Chris. Hi, Robin. And Marty, what I want to do tonight is give a critique report to Marty. I know Marty's got my back, so I want to give him some report on his speech, a critique report. I know I've been on his lives, been on many webinars, and what sounds better, Marty? I don't care, or I'm not concerned. What sounds better, Marty? I'm asking you, Marty, what sounds better? I don't care, or I'm not concerned.
I don't think
I'm
you
not.
care.
Yeah, I don't care if you're not concerned. No, it depends on what the content.
Well, I've seen it with your kids. You say, I don't care. And it gives people a complex. It means like, if he doesn't care, he doesn't care about me. It gives that kind of complex. So I'm trying to say, do you hear that from Robin? Would she be on a cruise ship with saying those kind of words? I don't think so. She is very good at what she says. I haven't heard it once from her tonight. But I'm just saying that you really will improve. So take a deep breath and say, I'm not concerned.
Well, I really don't. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm not concerned.
Okay, that's better, Marty, because
thank you very much. I feel better, and I'll try to remember that for tomorrow.
Hey, take a deep breath.
Unless of course tomorrow I just don't care. But I'll try not to. I never know if I.
Well, especially your children. If you say I don't care, they're going to get that complex.
I never say it to my children. Plus, they don't listen to me anyway because they don't care. They don't care either. No, I'm just kidding. No, I understand what you're saying.
I'm saying I'm not concerned. And with Julie, I went through, Ash said about saying but, and it's just little things. It makes a better speech, a better performance, and people understand better. And I think Robin would agree to that because she's on a cruise ship. If she was saying those things, I don't think she would be hired on a cruise ship. Am I right, Robin?
I really don't know, but I was fortunate that I was hired, William. Yes.
Well, because I have never heard you say it once.
Thank you.
Well, you don't know the Robin. We know. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's a good thought, isn't it? So it's a great report on your speech. So maybe it will improve as you go along.
I don't know. I'm 62 years old. I'm probably not going to change a whole lot. but I will try. I told you. So
Yes.
next week you tell me if I did better or not.
Yes, because you have my back. I just want to give you something.
And I really appreciate it. I'm so happy you told me. What
Okay.
about Chris? You don't have nothing to say about Chris?
Well, next time.
There you go. Yeah, that's a full
Loves
shift. Yeah.
me, Marty. William loves me. Tell him, William.
Well, we're going to get on a live, especially when there's no founder's position. So a live with Chris is really good because I'm improving. So if I can improve, I'm in a wheelchair. So that means you can, at 62 years old, I'm 70. So I think you can really improve because you really got some really good skills.
William, thank you so much for your comments and your input into this. Always appreciated. If Judy would like to unmute, Judy Oliver.
Yes, hi everybody. I am just so excited and have so much on my mind that I want to do, and it's just getting more and more real to me since it feels like we're getting so close to launching, and I just don't know where I want to go first. But I had a business that was affected by COVID, and I want to restart that. And Robin, I love your idea about making an Oh Bless page for the proceeds, or a percentage of them, or maybe all of them if I'm, getting lots of apples from the other positions I have. And then I like the idea of buying more traffic for that. And then I am so excited about Oh Bless. I want to get in there and help build the community. I mean, I really, I'm in my 70s, so I can't do any real building, but I want to be a part of everything I can be, because I'm just really excited about the thought of 3D homes and the water situations. And I think there's something called geothermal that my friend in Iowa had it put in underneath a condominium that he built. And he said their bills are like less than $20 a month for electricity. And that blew my mind. And I said, I want to learn about that so that I can talk to you guys about it and see if that's something could be done. But I'm just all over the place. I mean, I just want to do everything. And like I said before, I'm just so grateful to have a purpose again. And I just can't wait to get out there and give, these people that are waiting on us, and everybody that you can see needs help or that are working really hard. And just like that girl was talking about, Naomi Judd, where she goes out and give $100 bills. I want to do that. I really want to put smiles on people's faces. And so I can't wait. I just wanted to tell you all I'm very excited, and I'm here wherever I'm needed. If anybody needs me for anything, I'd love to help. So thank you for letting me talk.
Judy, that's lovely. Thank you so much. I'm going to put my 2 cents in for this, because I was privileged being on the ships, as William brought up, when we had guests on board who would go into countries who were giving money to people. Somebody came to me and asked me to announce that it would be so much nicer, more polite, less embarrassing if we would put the money in an envelope and give it to them in an envelope. It's a sign of respect. It doesn't look as if somebody is begging or just taking money for the sake of money. And it's a gift to gift situation. So I'm just going to pop that in here, that if anybody, many people, I believe, are going to want to do that. They're going to want to be able to hand out to help the initial stage of it all and then progress from there. But if you want to do that, you know what? We can get some nice cards from the dollar store or something like that that just say, take care, or thinking of you, something nice, and pop the money into that, seal it, and give it to them. And, make them feel special as well. So just a little thought there that I'm passing on from what somebody taught me many years ago.
Great idea.
So Judy,
Robin.
thank you.
Sure.
Jean, if you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Sure. Thank you, Robin, Chris, and Marty for bringing us all together to talk about this awesome topic. Above and beyond what everybody has already said, because I'm so moved by all of it, especially what Sherry was talking about and Judy. What a wonderful life it's going to be when we can just go around making people happy, in small ways and big ways. So I'm very excited about that. Also about the new things that Ash is going to be talking about. It's like, that is just, I'm so excited. And the one thing I wanted to say that I'm specifically going to do is that years and years ago, way before ONPASSIVE, I just knew that I was going to be involved in something big. It was a dream, but I also had an inner knowing that I was going to be involved in something. I didn't know how the funds were going to come. I just had a faith and I just had a gut feeling that something was going to come to me and I would be able to give in a big way. So I started putting together a very large binder of all of the things that I want to help with, from fresh water, from helping with trafficking, food, technology, the arts. It is so thick now that there's just so many things. So now what I want to do as we get closer to actually having funds to work with, I want to start making real connections with people in all of these areas. I have a few that I've made, just locally, as say the local food bank or things like that. But I want to start fleshing out this binder so that I have, I want to work behind the scenes, but you do need to make connections because somebody needs to receive the funds, right? So I want to start vetting organizations, finding which ones are actually doing the real work in the streets, and researching, like you said, Googling, Googling who is working with, sustainable housing, who's working with, fresh water and all that kind of thing. I know ONPASSIVE is developing some things, but, who's doing it now? And who can I connect with so that once things really get rocking and rolling, I can just literally start. I want to set up a foundation and I can work through that, or I can do it just by myself. That is one thing that I'm specifically going to start doing, is fleshing out that binder of projects. And if anybody has, I have so many now, I probably don't need any more, but if anybody else has something that they're particularly passionate about, I can add that to my list and research that in my local area, because it does take a village. But those are the few things that I'm going to be working on specifically beyond my own, family and personal projects. So I'm super excited. It's like seeing something come to fruition that you kind of had an inkling about, and now it's like, oh my gosh, it's really going to happen. It's really happening. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Time to start putting the money where our mouth is, isn't it, Jean? We've had the ideas, we're now wanting to get going, and our thoughts are coming to fruition. Thank you so much for what you're saying tonight. Leon, if you would like to unmute, please, and join us, what would you like to tell us?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, hi. Thank you, everybody. And how is everybody? I just want to recap on a few things that was spoken about with you, Robin, and also with Chris, I believe, earlier, and Marty. Sometime, I think about 6 months ago, I attended a Latino kind of a festival, but it was they had a trade show. And at that trade show, you had a lot of different trades there. And so I thought of the ONPASSIVE. I'm thinking way ahead, just what I had learned at that point in time, which wasn't a lot, but I had learned a few things about ONPASSIVE. And so the things that Marty was speaking of. So I went around the trade show thinking, wow, these would be some good customers in the future. So I hit up Pepsi Cola and I hit up LegalZoom. And they said, and I hit up a few other companies, say, yeah, you can get our link and you can become a reseller, just get our link and add it to your ONPASSIVE and you could sell our products. And I was thinking of the side business, what we talked about. And then I talked to Pepsi and they said, yeah, all you need to do is go get a reseller, a wholesale license, and we sell to you wholesale, and then your link, you go on and you can sell retail. Pepsi's, okay. I said, okay, what if I want to sell Pepsi in Kenya? And they say, yeah, we got distributors all around the world. So wherever the nearest distribution, if somebody buy it, it'll ship it from that nearest location. So it just lights just went all off in my head. There's so many possibilities for customers. And then I start thinking about, I saw a poster with, I think Bill Musk had in Atlanta. It was by the Coca-Cola, big Coca-Cola sign. And I had remembered I had already talked to the Pepsi people, and they were saying, this is all you need to do. And so that just started making me keep looking deeply. And if I talked to another company, and I don't want to mention anybody else's name that was involved because I didn't get their permission to do so, but I talked to a really big company who also doing business in Dubai, and they also signed a big old multimedia contract in Dubai. And so, these are the things that I know the CEO of the company. And so he asked, how can we collaborate? And so, these are the things I've been looking into as customers for ONPASSIVE down the line. So I'm not afraid to talk to people. I'm not afraid to go out there and talk to a lot of people. But just that short period of time, I talked to some pretty deep, large size companies that are willing to give the link. You just got to follow their procedures. And then once you get the link, and you can do the old create and then do the e-commerce and then I would be willing to, share with anybody in our group, everybody, because, this is a side business, you can do that. And so I remember talking to Mr. Ash several months ago and asked, are they going to do a tutorial about how all the different possibility things fit together? Like, for instance, if you got old desk, what would that go with? If you got old academy or old staff, would all go with that, what all the technology would go with that. And so I can see how a lot of us, and like I say, when the founder's position leaves, I can see how a lot of us are going to be moving forward. But at the time, you can't move faster than the infrastructure is built. And so I just can't, a lot of us can't wait to the bell ding, 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 so we can take off running and in the direction we want to go, under the right guidance on passive. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Trade shows, there's a lot of people out there. That's what their trade shows for. They want to model their product and sell it. And so they just for the picking. They waiting for us ONPASSIVE, the whole ONPASSIVE team to come in and say, okay, I got a platform and let's get your product and market out there with AI technology around the world, and let's make some extra income. And like you say, someone mentioned you can have a position for OBLES, same, and do the same with your platform. You can continue to make money extra for the OBLES position as well as for your own positions. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon, so much. Now, there are two hands that were up, and I'm not sure if they're still with us this evening, and if they're still online with us. The first one was Amy. If you're still with us, Amy, if you'd like to unmute yourself. And the second person is Alex. So I'm not sure if you're still in the founder's background area, but I'm going to let you know that I'll come back to either one of you. If you're here, just come back on the screen and put your hand up. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to Roger. If you would like to unmute yourself and add your comments to this evening.
Yes, Robin, good evening. Are you talking I'm Roger. Should I have the floor,
Yes,
please?
Roger, it's you. Yes, it's you.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank ONPASSIVE and Ash, and what a learning experience that I've had with ONPASSIVE. Thank you, Robin. You talking about pay it forward. In 2016, I have a surgery at the Parkland Hospital in Dallas. Guess how much I paid? $0 because somebody paid it forward. That's what I will do. And one of my greatest passion, love, is fighting against women abuse. I have an account that we take care of that. And then taking care of the children, the orphan in the hospital. And also, I'll make sure that within 2 to 3, 4 miles of my house, some homeless people will be able to eat at least twice a day. And then I want to thank some lady who have taught me a lot about giving and caring, Marciene Medu and Sylvie Wanji. These two ladies, they amaze me. And thank you, Chris, for the Oblast. Please, I want hardly to be part of that Oblast. I register already. Thank you so much. That's my dream, fighting to protect women, to take care of the orphans. These are some stuff that I've been doing, and then register from our NGO to be able to work together with some organization in America, abroad, in Africa, all over the place, to take care and to help those that are in need. Like we have some water issue, energy issue. I would like to do all this stuff by putting myself in and pay it forwards. Visit children hospital and feed the children. These are all my dreams that I will fulfill. That's why I open different accounts to make sure that I have enough Apple to do so. I can't wait for it to launch. Thank you for giving me the space. I love you, Argos. Good. I love all of you. Good night.
Thank you, Roger. Good night. If Michael, you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Hello, my fellow ONPASSIVians, all our leaders. Good evening. This is a very exciting moment for us and a very exciting topic to talk about as well. Last night when Robin sent me the message and I get it to my back office, I said, yay, we made it. Because this is the time, every time our CEO, when he comes out, he tells us that when the founding position will be closed, he has a lot to discuss with us. So I look forward to that. It's very exciting. In order for us to be prepared for the next journey or the next stage of the journey, we need to learn a lot. Like Chris says, Marty said, and all the other leaders here have said it, Robin said it, and Julie said it, we need to learn a lot. And by learning, how do we do? We need to be enthusiastic, to search for knowledge. Let's search for knowledge. Okay. And the knowledge is not, we're trying to equip ourselves for the journey, right? Because we are not just me, for instance. I want to be in all the I want to enjoy the journey as I'll be enjoying. Then I want to take part in everything, every program that ONPASSIVE has. What do I mean by that? For instance, if ONPASSIVE say, okay, we have extra traffic for you. Oh, I want to get that extra traffic. If ONPASSIVE says we have a reseller position, I want to get that reseller position. I don't want to just sit and tie my hands. Like our big bro Marty says, 6 months, work for 6 months, then you see what comes out of it. I want to be in every of that thing. So in preparation for that, I created this kind of a small session to be teaching people like Marty. I've said it again, that Zoom or that your YouTube channel, it counts. So I have these sessions on Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern. If people can come, I'll teach people how to create those YouTube channels. Teach them how, and as we're going forward, we'll be learning their products too, so that people should know how to monetize them, to talk to people, to come to your company and get those products. We will learn all of that, and we are learning. That's the journey. I have my Zoom that I do that. Other people do it. My own is on Sundays at 11 Eastern. I used to put the flyers all over the place. If you have a chance, you can come. Then I have like so many. I have like 10 plus accounts just for Obless work. So like if you have an Obless work, you have some projects in your places. Physically, I'm always ready to, I like to always be there to help people physically, technically with the knowledge that I got, to help. So we have also a very big problem in my country where I'm coming from, Cameroon in Central Africa. There's this, Cameroon is like Canada, okay? Like we have the French speaking part and the English speaking section. We have same 10 provinces. So we have a war that has been going on like for 6 years in my own area. So this Obless is coming to help us because we need to restructure everything over there. So I create so many accounts too for that. So I'm pleading us, let's prepare ourselves for the journey is coming, to be able to embrace it as it comes to us. Let it not come and hit us without us being prepared. Attend more webinars, learn more things, learn how to do our YouTube. Marty has told us YouTube is the best. Let's learn how to get them, and also learn how to do slide presentations. I can have classes for that as well. And I'll be teaching to the homeless veterans and all the homeless people through Academy. So we'll wait for instructions from our CEO how to go about that. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Michael. The next person, please, Helene, if you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Thank you, Robin. Good evening, everybody. This has been a great evening. I've learned a lot. The question is, what next when the founder position will stop? Since we started, I joined ONPASSIVE. I've been very busy with my job because I have to take care of 3 young ladies that I came with from Cameroon. So I've not had time to really learn what ONPASSIVE is all about. So this is a moment I'll cut down some hours so that I understand, I educate myself and understand the products, so that when the time comes to talk of reselling to the unbelievers, those who didn't believe the dream. So I need to know the product so that I'll be able to bring it out to them and let them join if they want to. So I'll look at the different projects that I had to do. I have passion for children. In my country, I was so heartbroken when I found a center where they keep children who were thrown, abandoned on roadsides in trash cans. So this center used to collect these babies and come take care of them. I was part of them. I used to go there every month and see how I can assist. So right now I need to put my head together to see how to make things better for those children, especially those who were not adopted. There are some that have been left in the center like orphans. Meanwhile, they have parents that are alive. So need to take care of those ones. I will see how to do it best with a cool head. And also widows. We have a lot of widows, especially in my village. They don't even have what to eat. they don't have the strength to till the soil to get food for themselves. So I need to put things together to see how to help them out through All Blessed. I got to Chris Johnson to be part of the angels. He said, I'm already an angel because I'm an ONPASSIVE, so I'll work with him too to see how to assist the angels all around the world. We're already doing it here. They are the homeless in DC that we used to go every year to feed them and take whatever is needed for them. So those are the things that I will be doing, putting things together to see how to assist people. And like Roger Wanji said, the women that are suffering from violence in every direction, I'll be involved in that. So I need to get to all those who are connected to my kind of passion. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Thank you. Jane, if you would like to unmute yourself, please. Just before you do, or before you start speaking, I'd just like to say that with respecting your time for everybody who's been on here this evening, the hands that are up at the moment are going to be the last comments that we will take tonight. And if anybody else wants to continue this next time, you can let us know, or we will just automatically continue it into the topics of the next week. But this evening, the hands that are showing now will be the last ones brought to speak. And I know that you will understand, as we're doing this out of respect for all of you with time and time differences across the different countries. So Jane, please go ahead and speak. Thank you.
Thank you. And I know it's like I am so amazed and so honored to be with so many people who have such wonderful hearts, you know, and are just wanting desperately to bless other people. I mean, it's so amazing. And, you know, it's like, it's really excited. I mean, so many talented people, so many great ideas. It's just, oh my goodness. It makes me think that I need to really step up to the plate here a little bit more. And I do need help getting the YouTube up. You know, that's a little beyond me. Anyway, so I just wanted to say one thing that really, you know, is blessing me. And I just thought of so many wonderful things, like so many of you, and just have a list going already. But it's like some days I just, or evenings, I just wake up and I think, oh my goodness, I could help this and help that person. And I've got one particular thing I really do want to help with. And I want to say too, it's like years and years ago, we were all, a bunch of us were all sitting around. This was a very long time ago. And they were saying, you know, what is it that you would really like to do in life? What would you like to accomplish? And I realized my answer was, I want to go around doing good. I mean, there's so many things that we can participate in being able to bless others. And what a blessing it is to have this platform as an opportunity to be able to do this. I mean, I am so excited. I mean, my heart is just jumping up and down inside. I do have a question. Probably this isn't the time to ask it though, so I'll cut it short there. And I just want to thank everyone for all that everyone has said. And Robin, thank you for all that you've done and said and placed into our hearts and minds. So many great ideas. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. So yay to everybody.
Thank you, Jane. Ty, if you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Yes, I would.
What would you like to say?
I haven't said anything for a long time. So I just wanted to get on here and say thank you for everybody that's doing the work to get this company huge the way it has been anyway. And I want to help grow it more. I want to help every founder that's in this company because I know they're going to do a lot of good for everybody. So you guys are my main goal. I want to help every single one of you, one way or another. Chris made me an angel, so I'm going to be a great angel anyway. And Marty's got a brilliant idea by just running traffic and doing what he's going to do, and I'm going to help support him too. So that's what I want to do.
Thank you, Ty. Bruce, if you would like to unmute yourself, please. Bruce, if you would like to unmute yourself, you're going to tell us something tonight? Bruce, I think, is Mr. High Tech this evening. He's got two screens.
Sorry, I didn't hear Robin.
There you go.
I'm suffering with a bunch of canker sores in my mouth, so I'm pretty bad. But, you know, the first thing I'm going to do is get my house in order, get my finances straightened out, get all the bills that I built up in MLMs over the years straightened out. That's the first thing I want to do. I want to take care of that. I want to take some more intensive physical therapy so I can get better and have money to do that. I'm very weak, so it's hard to say too much. I know there's many things I want to do. I know I've been in recovery for a long time, and I've met a lot of women who are homeless, addicted, not addicted, who also have children. So there are many children that are left behind and their mothers without homes. And I want to see those places get help. I want to see health get improved in many places where I go around the world. And of course, like you, Robin, I want to travel again. There's many other things, but I really know the most important thing of all is wherever you go, always have kindness and compassion for others, and always give without reservation, give them all as much and as often as you can. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm not able to talk so well today, but I love you all. I love ONPASSIVE, and you know, one of the things I do want to say is that I'm very happy wherever we're going. I'm very happy to surrender and to go with the flow of where our leader is taking us. And I want to follow Marty and learn from Marty wherever I can. Try to be more efficient in many of the things that we have YouTube, TikTok, and all that. But that's just even before we launch. So anyway, I think that's enough for me. I love you all. Namaste, shalom, and all those other wonderful things. Thank you, Robin. Praise Marty.
Bruce, you are in a good place, and you're going to be helped as well. We're so fortunate that you are with us because we know the benefits and the positives that are going to come to you through all of this as well. Take good care of yourself. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Leroy, if you would like to unmute yourself, please, and thank you for your patience. It's been a long, wonderful webinar, but thank you for your patience.
Yes, well, thank you for having me and having this platform. There's quite a bit that I would have to say, so therefore I'm not going to. I've spent 65 years of my life. Well, I won't say the whole 65 years of it, but I've lived a long time. I've come up through the system as far as being an orphanage, being in an orphanage and foster homes, things of that nature. So I've given a lot of thought to a lot of the, I'll say I had a point of view of the world where I saw problems or ways of what I would think of how I would like to address them or I just kind of think outside of the box, which kind of makes me an oddball because things that come out of my mouth, a lot of people's that I've spoken it to, they're, well, you're a dreamer and this could never happen and this and that and that and the other. So, but I've always maintained with that persona, just the way I'm wired. Being as Ash is younger than me, I look at him as, hey, he stole all of my ideas. And as far as how to approach leveraging and things like, I see myself in a position where, like within my own community, coming up with an idea of where you have a sustainable village for the single moms that's tied in with the elderly center, so that that gap is bridged. There's a lot that the elderly are able to contribute, a lot of lost knowledge that the younger generations they weren't equipped with, or they come up in broken homes and things of that nature, and so a lot of skills and things have been lost, and a lot of it has been by design. I won't go into that. Jeffrey Morlock, he and I, we kind of relate in that manner of seeing certain things in a certain way. So therefore, I wouldn't, to protect the integrity of ONPASSIVE, I wouldn't mention a lot of things, and I understand why Ash doesn't come out and say a lot of things. He's very diplomatic, and he understands. He's not naive to the way a lot of things are structured. But like going back to the elderly, I would like to see in my community the ability to be able to put in a funding structure for them to be able to teach, to make themselves, to avail themselves to any of the single moms that want to enter into the program to get a help up. They would have the elderly would get it would be put into a pot, so to speak. I know a lot of them, they have issues. They're concerned about their Social Security and how much they can make and so forth and so on. But I would like to have things put into place to where, like over each year, so much is put in there to relieve their medication bills that they have to pay out of pocket.
Leroy, this is going to be wonderful. And the fact that you are unfortunately more familiar with the system than many, you will probably be leading the way because you know how things can be helped. And we look forward to being a part of it all with you. And we look forward to knowing more about what you will be doing down the line as well. Thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you for giving me the time.
Of course. David, if you would like to unmute yourself, please. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you all of our respected founders. It's really wise to listen to all of you. A super intelligent session again today. And thanks to Mr. Marty, because he always reminds us one key word of ONPASSIVE, and that is values. Okay, because we know that repetition is the mother of all success. We more and more we listen to the word values is important. Finally, I will add something. As Mr. Ashton said, that we are building ONPASSIVE NASA style. NASA style means failure is not an option. Success is a done deal. The good news is we don't have to lift our finger. Without lifting our finger, we all are going to become successful, because company is going to do all the heavy lifting for us, so that we enjoy the process, we enjoy the journey. It's a plug and win system. It's a hands-free. We are going to have automated online success, freedom, and personal time. We all are going to become time-rich personality, and time is life. Thank you very much.
David, thank you so much. Namaste. You know, this has been such a special evening. I hope you have found some nuggets that have come forward for each one of you. And for those of you who contributed, thank you. This is something that we are going to be working on and keep adding to it in the future as well. Step by step, as the information is released by Ash, we will continue to explore these different areas. I just want to say some thank yous, because as wonderful as these webinars are, there are some people who do so much work behind the scenes. And, you know, sometimes it's a thankless job, and sometimes it appears as if, you know, they're putting in the time and it's not always recognized. And we know our leaders, we know the founders, and I'm sorry, I don't mean leaders per se, because we are all leaders, but those who are spending a few more hours involved with everybody. So we know at Ash, first and foremost, we say thank you to him. We also say thank you to him because he gives us this webinar link. And I'm so grateful that I don't have to pay for it, because I would not be able to do this. So first and foremost, Ash is doing this for all of us and for all the webinars, and most of the webinars that happen throughout the week. Then we've got people like Marty and Chris. They are some of the top speakers who are attending as many webinars as they physically and mentally can manage. They always bring forward the truth. They always are full of integrity, and they do their best to ensure that the proper wording, the proper excitement of where we are going, and an understanding of what is happening is explained, so that all of us can take it and share it with our teams, with our friends, those who are founders around the world. Then there are people, wonderful people like Lynn and Julie, who work the backboards of these webinars. This is not easy. You know, when you're lucky to have a few people on, or over 100 people, this evening we've been up to as many as, I believe, 385 people on here tonight. That is such a huge thank you. This is one of the smallest webinars that these two ladies monitor and work with. But when you've got people's hands going up and down, when you've got to watch videos, when you've got to watch comments, when you've got the whole back office behind the Zoom to have to monitor, it's huge. And they do this on so many webinars throughout the week. It's a big time consumption, but they do it with love, they do it with heart. And I just want to say thank you to them, because I don't get to say thank you all the time. And I would hate for anybody to feel, certainly on my Thursday nights that I do with Marty and Chris, as the front people in this case, that we would by any chance neglect to say thank you to those who are so important to making all of this come together. In addition to that, we have Bill Must, and he's one of our main graphics that we all go to, we all turn to for videos, for pictures, for graphics. And he's an unsung hero as well. Now, some people choose to be behind the scenes. Some people have legal or other reasons why they cannot show their faces. But Bill is there as much as possible on all different webinars, all different times of night. And he does an absolutely amazing job of helping all of us whenever we ask for it. And so many more people have stepped up to ask for videos and to ask for work. And Bill comes through with it all. Kevin Rutledge is another one of the unsung heroes, amazing with the graphics that he does. So quiet, stoic, a solid man who just is there, step by step, supporting all of us behind the scenes. And of course, to everybody else who comes to these webinars, who participates, who helps to maintain the truth and the integrity of what Ash has given us in our beautiful company called ONPASSIVE. So I would like to say thank you to everybody. And in case I don't get to do this every week, which is bad on my side, I should do this. I just want you to know that it is truly heartfelt. And I'm saying thank you to everybody. We also have people who send out the messages of when these webinars will happen, because sometimes we choose not to do them on a Thursday night if there is nothing that we can do to add to the value of your time and week that you spend with us. Again, those are people like Julie and Chris and Lynn and all the other leaders who've got large groups and teams and communication groups that they get into. So thank you so much for this, because this is what makes it all possible. We are together and we need to realize this. So I'm going to say that we accept each other, we respect each other, and that we stand together because we are ONPASSIVE. So for our highest good and the highest good of all, I'm going to say thank you on behalf of Chris, Marty, myself, Julie and Lynn, and everybody else who's been on here speaking this evening and everybody who's contributed in any way. We hope to see you next week. And please remember to be on the roundtable on Monday, where Ash will have some incredible updates for us. Help people to stay calm, help people to stay in the now and truthful with the information that we have all received as we share that amongst our groups, our networks, and the other videos that we attend and participate in. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Good night. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank
Great
you.
job, Robin Noble. Great job, Robin.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Chris.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
everyone.
Good everyone.
Everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night,
Stay.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
No voice.
Thank
Long
you.
Friday. Can't speak.
Cheers from here.
Nobody can hear me.
Great.
Good night.
Hey,
Good night.
I love